is but one truly serious philosophical problem, wrote Albert Camus, and that is suicide. What Camus meant wasn't just about ending one's life. It was about what to do when you see the world too clearly, when the veils fall and you realize that there is no script, there is no certainty, no justice written into the fabric of the universe. The lucidity trap is the state of seeing the world with such raw clarity that all illusions crumble, leaving us aware, awake, and maybe hopeless. You see the contradictions of politics, you see the futility of war, the circularities of ideologies. You see the absurdity of chasing purpose in a purposeless world. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Camus called this lucidity.
The absurd is born of this confrontation between the human need and the unreasonable silence of the world.
The trap, however, is what follows. Because once you reach this state of awareness, you face a fork in the road. You either revolt or you collapse. Many philosophers, and maybe too many in my opinion, have wandered into this space. Nietzsche, for example, who declared God dead and then spiraled into despair before reclaiming meaning through self-created value. And David Hume, who admitted that after bouts of rational doubt, he could only return to the comforts of backgammon and human company. And Schopenhauer, who believed that existence itself was a mistake. He was quite pessimistic. And even Socrates, who questioned so deeply that he was sentenced to death for corrupting the youth of Athens. So when the curtains lift and the machinery behind life is exposed, meaning becomes a choice, not a discovery. And that choice terrifies some and paralyzes others. Here's a twist. Moderates are often the ones who are most vulnerable to the lucidity trap. And you may ask why? Well, it's because we stand in the middle between the extremes, watching both sides scream in binary while we analyze, hesitate, and tend to reflect. We see the absurdity of ideological rigidity on both ends. We know the slogans are hollow. We see the certainty as fake. And if we're not careful, that clarity can tip us into disengagement. If everything is broken, if neither left nor right offers the truth, then what's the point? That, my friends, is the trap. Moderation without meaning becomes passivity, and wisdom without wonder becomes cynicism. So how do we escape the lucidity trap? Camus offers a clue: revolt. Now, he doesn't mean rebellion, with the extremes. What he means is basically living anyway, acting anyway, loving anyway, despite the absurdity.
The struggle alone towards the heights is enough to fill a man's heart.
There is also another answer, one that lies at the heart of radical moderation, and that is mystery. We must leave some room for the unknown, not as superstition, but as grace. Not everything must be figured out, not every veil needs to fall. We need enough clarity to reject fanaticism, but we also need enough humility to let mystery fill in the gaps that rationality cannot fill. And that's where moderation becomes more than just the midpoint. It actually becomes a way out of this trap. So is moderation a path into lucidity trap, or is it a way out? Well, it can be either. For some, moderation is a pit stop on the way to nihilism, a holding pattern before giving up on meaning altogether and becoming, falling into despair. For other people though, for us, the radicals, the radical moderates, it is a different thing altogether. It's really a deliberate stance. It is an act of resistance. It is an acknowledgement that while we may not have all the answers, we refuse to surrender to despair. Moderation, then, my friends, is not the absence of passion. It is the presence of perspective.
One must imagine Sisyphus happy. So
don't let lucidity become a trap. Let it become a lens. Not to just say nothing, but to see just enough, to act with conscience, to have belief in the importance of humility, and also to live with purpose. We don't have all the answers, but the process is the answer itself. This is the Radical Moderate. Don't fall for the trap. Stay lucid. Don't reject, but instead lean into the mystery. See you in the next video.